Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at, ladies and gents. I am Kure Isagami, your resident Tinkerer and Medarotter, and this is the Medarot News Network, bringing you all the latest developments and happenings with our favorite pet fighting robot series. Now this week there really isn't a whole lot of new content to be released, as we're focusing primarily and in favor of the second half of the Ghost in the Shell rerun collaboration. In this case, like I mentioned, not a lot of new stuff showcased. Mostly this week, it'll be releasing the second half of content that we have not seen up to this point. But despite this, we do actually have a couple of reruns of familiar faces we've seen up to this point that will be joining the roster for this week's gacha banners, in the case anyone has missed them up to this point. So let's go ahead and jump right into this week, which is Ghost in the Shell Season 2, Part 2. Starting up with the gacha banners for this week, we do see two familiar faces like I mentioned, starting with Pt.2 Kaiser Beetle with a kit of Power Rifle, Long Shot, Gatling, Biped Legs, and the Heavy Arms ability, who is also capable of Meta Change with a kit of Giga Gatling, Crossfire Set and Release, and leg ability changes to Weapon Master. We also see his counterpart making a rerun as well, KWG09 Luminastag with a kit of Stealth, Sword, Hammer, Biped Legs, and the Acrobatics leg ability. And he too also is capable of Meta Change, where he changes his kit out for Charge Blade, Anti-Air, Anti-Sea, and the leg ability of Elusive for even more dodge chance that he would have more than normal. Now naturally, as much as these two bots are definitely must-haves for their fantastic kits overall, I have to say, because the Ghost in the Shell bots are still sticking around for one more week, that does include Nines Leader and Muscleborg in the first banner, and then Takanome and Makaizo, I think, in their own separate banners as well. And of course, in addition to the paid banners, if you have access to those. But I would honestly prioritize going after the collaboration bots first, before you ever consider going after Kaiser or Luminous, primarily for the sense that, in this rare occasion, we may not see the Ghost in the Shell collaboration again anytime soon once this event ends. So I would definitely prioritize going after them first, since Kaiser and Luminous have a chance to make several reruns as time passes from here forward after this collaboration event comes and goes. But all the same, all of the collaboration bots as well have fantastic kits. None of them you can generally ever go wrong with. I'd say, I would argue honestly, Nines Leader, Takanome, and Makaizo I think would probably be the three really big ones to go after, all for their own reasons. But Muscleborg as well is fantastic for that Ghost Shot arm if you do manage to snag it. For the Fierce Battles we have this week, primarily they're trying to keep things on the down low, of course in favor of the event. And for right now, for the Fierce Battles we have upcoming, we're starting the line with GDR0 Gun Desperado with a kit of Rifle, Double Anti-Air, Biped Legs, and the Gunman leg ability. And behind him we also have OWL03 Minerova with a kit of Laser, Free Shot, Press, Float Legs, and the Torturer leg ability. And then last but not least, we have the Hamster-type HMS-0 Jungarian with a kit of Radar Sight, Double Gatling, Float Legs, and the Mascot leg ability. Now, like I said, this week's Fierce Battles is going to be relatively on the down low, since they're trying to focus more on people trying to grind and farm the event, which is more limited time. And all of these bots here for Fierce Battles are more of a case of they'll be back whenever they decide to recycle them again. An MVP of the week I would honestly have to give to Minerova in this case, given that Free Shot is such a fantastic arm you can fit just about anywhere in any team that needs a stun skill. Free Shot you can generally never go wrong with if you don't have access to regular freeze, or in the case where melee might be punished or can't fit it into the team, Free Shot is a solid shoot skill to supplement it all the same. Now with the event itself, like I mentioned earlier, we will be seeing the second half of that go live this week. That does include the second half of the collaboration dungeon, which has been locked up to this point. And this coming Thursday, of course, it will be unlocked so we can continue going forward. As well with this, we will be seeing our chances to redeem and earn the exclusive collaboration skins for Medarotters Ibuki and Nozomi. And in this case, both of which are actually pretty solid in terms of the passives that they will offer, and definitely worth going after all the same for these reasons. Ibuki, first of all, offers buffs to Head Success, Head Heat, and Right Arm Cool, which is pretty solid for overall balance, especially if you favor using the head part more often than any other piece on the build. And then Nozomi, on the other hand, instead offers left arm power, leg shoot resist, and leg mobility, which makes her a very highly sought after model given the fact that she is also one of the next highest, honestly, pretty much currently in the game up to this point, which offers a very massive boost to base mobility, and then left arm power also you generally can never go wrong with all the same. So definitely absolutely worth going after these two and farming the tail end of the event all the same with this being said. With the event itself, in terms of the multiplier bonuses, of course, since gacha banners are coming and going, even though the GITS banners are staying yet another week, those bonuses will stay. However, with Kaiser, Luminous, and the Fierce Battles of this week joining the roster for the second half, naturally we will get a little bit of a change up in what bonus handouts are there. In this case, Kaiser and Luminous will give you a 9% bonus each per part. The new Medarot skins for Ibuki and Nozomi will give you a further 10% bonus. And of course, each of the Fierce Battles will give you a 6% bonus per part. Of course, also assuming with the Fierce Battles and Kaiser and Luminous that they are fully capped at 5-star to maximize this bonus. That being said, just kind of continuing the rules of last week with point-based events, pure sets are encouraged, so you can maximize that bonus across the entirety of the build, rather than across the team as a whole, where you get only one flat bonus just for having a single part equipped. So honestly, like I mentioned, not a whole lot of stuff really going on this week. This is kind of the long and the short of what was explained. Since earlier last week, we actually got all the details as to what was incoming with the event and what to expect. It's just this week it all officially does go live. However, with all that aside, I do have more of a serious topic I do want to bring into discussion here for the sake of this episode and bring it into light. Now, through this last week with the first half of the collaboration event, and of course in events previous even up to the second anniversary several months back, there has been a rather noticeable trend, I guess you can call it, in the lack of quality, I guess some people say, in terms of what events offer, what gacha banners go live, and just in general overall, a lot of other quality of life things that really could be fixed or should be fixed that's really hindering overall use of the time and use of the game and its mechanics, or a lot of things that have been very horribly imbalanced or in need of being rebalanced for sake of better gameplay and quality of life. With this being said, I am hosting a survey and a poll right now on my Twitter. I will put links to those in the comments below so you can cast your comment, or you can put your comments here on that. And pretty much as you see here by the screenshots that were posted just today, the poll only went live not 2-3 hours ago, honestly, and I was impressed, but also kind of disappointed really with the general overall opinion of Medarot S as you see here. Like I said, those were only just from the first 30 minutes that the poll first went live when I pulled these results, and it's still ongoing. At that point, 9.1% said the game was honestly fantastic or could be better. A very astonishing chunk of people, over 50% of the votes at that point in time, said that the game needed improvement for any reason of the like. And then, of course, another fair chunk of people, the next highest here, said the game was very bad for a lot of the reasons listed above, or even for their own reason. I personally am very interested in these nitpicks or concerns that you might have over the game. So if you want to comment them on my survey on my Twitter post, or if you want to even comment them on the video down below, that also is appreciated, and that's perfectly fine. So I can keep track of all these results, because I plan to do an individual video sometime in the future once I can collect enough hit results and comments on that, and just kind of break down the general concerns of what people have over the game, some possible ideas on how to fix them, or even just some discussion on why people think it's so bad, or even some evidence to show, just what people have been needing to put up with in terms of game imbalance, or in case of game imbalance in this case. So again, I am going to put links to the tweet and the poll in the comments below, but do feel free to also comment here or on the tweet, either works, your particular concern or nitpick with the game, and I will document it for the future video whenever I do decide to record that. Now, as you see here, just to cover it, I will not count any comments that mention the localization of the game to the Western community. That we've been talking about for months and months and months to come, and that is its own entirely separate issue that, to its benefit, is entirely out of Imagineer's control at this point, and therefore really can't be considered toward any particular concern or nitpick with the game. So again, this can include any kind of nitpicks such as game balance, quality of life, in-app purchase, region locking, whatever it might be. Well, region lock I might count under localization, but I'll leave that to you guys to decide. But pretty much anything that you have to say about it, please comment on that somewhere, either on the tweet or in the comments below, and I will document these. And I do appreciate you greatly for your assistance in helping me pull these results, so I can kind of get an overall feel of how people feel about Medarot S, and even possible ways that we as a community can brainstorm on things that should be done to fix it. Now, on a relatively lighter note, we are back in the community front. We are still continually looking for translators for the Medarot 3 and Medarot Reloaded translation projects. There has been some more headway made on the Medarot 3 translation process thus far, but there still is a lot of code and a lot of text that needs to be translated. So if you are knowledgeable in coding, cleaning, or Japanese and have some time on your hands, you are more than welcome to reach out to me or join our community, and we can get you in touch with the right people to get you up to speed on what needs done and what has been completed up to this point thus far. Now, for the weekly art highlight, I decided to kind of look to some other mediums this week in terms of what's been offering, what people have been doing, and I found a couple really nice ones. This one here, this first piece by Pt.2 on Twitter, who's been working on making Medarot paper crafts, and actually just released the download link for the Hardness 10 model they just finished, as you see here. And as a fan of the Resident Diamond type, I am honestly in love with this. I already have it downloaded. I have just not had a chance to print it off and actually put it together yet. So definitely look at that. The tweet to the download and the password to unlock it is on their page with that particular tweet. So you definitely will not be sorry to get a hold of that, or even other projects they have completed. And then, of course, this one here with these with these custom-made models by Twitter user Mizuke Sombrero. Fantastic models here of Sylvalion and Goldoran, which are two of the lesser-known wolf types from Ashton and White Glen series. These two models actually being the two in between the both of them, to showcase some more love for Medarot Navi and a lot of forgotten models that have been kind of left behind. But with all this being said, I believe that covers just about everything for this week's episode. So I do really appreciate you guys for stopping by, as you do every week with me. If you'd like to know more, you can follow us below on Facebook on the Medarot News Network page, or the Metabots Forever communities there. You can also join us on Discord in the link provided and in the comments below. This is where you'll keep the closest ear to the action on anything related to Medarot. This includes any posts related to my regular episodes, my breakdowns, any merchandise that might go on sale or is upcoming, any game translations or manga translation progress. That is the first place you will hear about it. You can also reach out to me personally on Twitter at isagamikura. So if you have any questions, comments, feedback, or even ideas, or even open the possibility of maybe hosting like a collaboration discussion or panel, feel free to reach out to me. My DMs are always open, so don't be a stranger. And do also give these fine folks a follow as well. Sylvalion041 on Twitter, who is a fantastic Medarot fan artist in the community, with lots of followers and lots of love with his designs and his Ori meta concepts, who has participated in a number of the contests held by the Medarot channels in the past. Fun fact, by the way, as well, Sylvalion in particular was also in charge of Takanome's design of the current Ghost in the Shell collaboration. So fantastic work to see fan designs, even fan contributions made into official bots in the game, outside of even the standard Ori meta bots that we've seen up to this point. Now, I do also want to give a shout out to my buddy Leonikki here, also on Twitter. He's actually fallen on some rather hard times in recent, as his home actually had been burned to the ground. Details have not quite been given yet on what exactly caused it, but based on what I understand and what he has explained, he has essentially lost everything aside from his laptop and a couple core files that are on it. So he is definitely falling on some hard times right now. I will put a link to a PayPal that he did put up for anyone that would like to donate or even help him or with a little bit of relief or even a friendly hello, because he is definitely in need of any kind of support that anyone can offer right now. Leon, if you are listening to this, or if you are watching, we are here for you, man, and we'll try to offer support in any way we can. But with that being said, I do appreciate you guys once again for stopping by, and it's always great to have you in for a visit. Until next time, this is your host, Kura Isagami of the Medarot News Network, signing out.